Hi, this is a TweetCreate tutorial. I'm going to give you an example of how to create a tweet for Twitter, or it could be for any social network like Facebook or whatever. I'm going to assume you already know the workings of the buttons and stuff. That's part of another tutorial. It just shows you different screens and stuff like that. I'm going to I'm going to open a browser window. And I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. We don't need a lot. Now I'm going to go to one of my favorites. I have this favorite set up, this American era history, and we're going to use that as an example. Okay. And say if this were an article or a news site or something like that, or had some good information I wanted to share, I'm going to go over here. You notice the tweet create screen minimized. You could reopen it, and if you click the top button, that'll make the screen stay on top. And generally, you want it to stay on top when you're assembling a tweet. Sometimes you don't. I'm going to go to the About screen as my sample. Now, normally I would collect the URL first. That way, if I get led down a URL path, I'll be able to get back to where I started. So I select it at the top of the screen there, and I right click and copy, and then I'll paste it into one of the TweetCreate boxes. It doesn't matter which box. I tend to put it in the left hand box. Then I also will copy the title. That's always good information. If it's a good title, you may actually use it in your tweet. In this example, I will. And then you read the article, you might find a quote or some special piece of information, maybe even another URL or something that you'd like to share. And so I just will copy that too and put it in one of the boxes. I rarely use more than 3 boxes, the fourth, but I do use 4 at times. And of course you can paste additional information in each box. Okay, so this is basically the makings of a tweet. I'm going to make the window a little bit bigger, make it a little bit easier for you to see. Usually when I create a Twitter post, generally I like to put the URL first so that if somebody were to retweet me, it doesn't cut off the URL. Okay, so I'm going to copy from the URL box up here where I put my URL and paste it down here in the tweet box. You see there's the URL there, and now my Twitter account has the characters enter goes up and the Twitter available goes down. And in this case, for the sake of example, I'm going to include the title of the article. Don't do that very often, and of course you can modify it. So I still have 47 characters available. So I could put in a comment or maybe a hash mark or something like this. In this case, I'm just going to type a little sentence. This is a good article. Emphasis. Okay, so that's my tweet. I've created a tweet. And usually I'll save it. It's just good practice to save this stuff in case you mess up or you need to come back to it. If I were to exit TweetCreate and the next time I open it, everything would be here just as you see it. Now I can actually post it to Twitter right now, or I could post it to one of my holding screens and then post it to Twitter. In this case, I'm going to open a holding screen. I'll open the orange screen. Any screen is possible. Preference. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. I don't really need it to be very big. I have some data on it, so I'm going to clear that just to clear it. Okay, so I can go down to the blue screen, copy my tweet, and paste it over here in the orange screen. And of course I can save that. And as you can see, I could actually paste in a whole bunch of tweets on all my holding screws. I have about 40. I think there's about 40 boxes. Okay. Now if I wanted to say later on in the evening or something, I want to take the time and post all my tweets to Twitter, I could just use the holding screen. Okay, or I could just simply post one tweet at a time by using the Twitter button on the blue screen. In this case, I'm going to click the Twitter button on the orange screen, and it's going to open a Twitter, familiar Twitter home screen. Normally I would be logging into this, but you only need to log in once, so it's, in this case, I already logged into it, so it'll be sitting there for the next time. And then I would just simply put my cursor in the update field, copy my tweet over here, and either right click and paste, or I could also Control V. And then I would just simply click update, and that's it. So you can see how you could create many dozens of tweets. I'm going to close the orange window right now, using the working screens, the blue screen and the pink screen and the teal screen and such, and you'll just put them in the holding screens, and you got it made. And that's how you do it. You can see how productive you can be. And even if you're not creating tweets, if you're just maybe doing online research, or maybe you're just doing something for fun, I mean, the holding screens are just great clipboards. You can save stuff, and if maybe there's an article or something, URL you want to read later. I just do that all the time. I'll just click it in there, and then use it for accessing it later. It's kind of like a huge extension of my memory. Anyway, that's the end of this tutorial. I hope you found it helpful, and I think there's 1,000 ways of using this, and that you'll find it very valuable. And goodbye now.